What up, YouTube? This is Geo Stealth R1. What are we doing today? So, I haven't been on for a little while because I've been extremely under the weather. But here we go. Here's going to be the update. Now, let's talk about this hole real quick. I'm going to be doing something different with this hole because I'm able to see everything inside. So I said, why not customize the inside? We'll see what happens in the near future. But here's what I want to talk about. The lighting system for the Mini XRT from Traxxas. And I ended up going with the blue. The part number is 10799 blue. It's going to be the same size as the Mini Max. So this is going to be blue. Quick installation on this. But to install that, you will need something else. And you will need the Mini XRT LED kits, the high intensity Mini XRT off-road lighting kits. $59. Jesus Christ. It's gonna give me the front bumper, the front skid, the rear life of the skid, the 3-volt power supply, and to tap in the power is going to be right there. And the part number is going to be 10785. So, yep, let's get this whole thing started. I'm going to take this whole thing apart. We'll go step by step, and we'll see how this comes out. Alrighty, so I just removed the body, which is 4 clips. You're going to remove the original Nerf bars, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4 screws. Next, they're going to want you to remove these 2 screws. Alrighty, so now I have the LEDs in place. They're supposed to be firing down. I'm going to install them with all 6 screws that are going to be attached to there. Should be fairly simple. I'm going to attach this right now, and we'll see how this first portion turns out. Alrighty, so I totally forgot that it's only going to be 2 screws underneath that are going to be installed because there's nothing on the other side. So it's 1 and 2 over there, and then you have the 2 that are on top, 1 and 2, and that's pretty much how it's going to stand out. Now let's start installing the rest of the LED kit, and it should come out pretty good. Alrighty, so let's crack this bad boy open. Let's see. All right, so we're checking this out right now. Here's my instructions. Should be very similar to what I was doing beforehand with the Mini Max. Unscrewing the front bumper, running the leads over there. Roof skid plate right there. Wait a minute, no. Do I have to ream? Existing holes. I have to ream. Oh, I gotta ream the hole for the cabling. Okay. And then these are the 2 leads over here. And it's gonna tell me to go and put this in the back by the wing. I gotta adapt to the power. And alrighty, let's check this whole thing out. Here's the 3-volt power supply. Out. That's over here. Here is the bumper, the front. Here is the roof, which is going to be simple. Here's where I'm going to come across and attach this piece on there for the holes and everything to adapt. A whole bunch of zip ties, and this should be adaptive for the power. So let's start with the front bumper and work our way back. All right, the front bumper is going to be these 2 screws. Alrighty, so here's the front bumper. I'm going to put this right in here and then attach the 2 screws. Alrighty, now that the front bumper is done, I'm going to use the body. So it looks like I have to remove 4 screws from underneath, which will initially release the top part. And I'm going to have to put this decal right there on top and align, focus, and align this to have that roof hole that I'm going to be doing right there. So let me unscrew the skid plate from the bottom, so it looks like 1, 2, 3, and 4, and let's get it cracking. It's weird. On the diagrams, they don't make any reference about the 2 screws that have to be pulled out from over there. But yeah, you have the 4 that are over here, but they don't make any reference, even on the first part of it, no reference about unscrewing that thing. So yeah, here we go. I'm about to put the sticker on, and we're going to start reaming. Alrighty, so this is pretty much how it should look. I reamed that out. I'm going to put this piece, well, not even that piece. I'm going to put the LED piece down there. I'm going to run the cable down, screw all that stuff in, and we should be done with the body. Alrighty, so this is the way it should look like on top. Looks pretty good. This is the way it should look like underneath. Nothing too crazy to where you're going to be visibly seeing anything that you've done with reaming and everything like that. So now let's work our way back onto the chassis itself. Alrighty, so now we're going to put the accessory power supply. So this will be adapted with 2 screws, and they're going to be hit right here, 1 and 2. Alrighty, so now that that's installed, we're going to install the connector for power that's going to be juicing that whole thing up. It's going to be connecting right here. It's going to be adapted with 2 screws, and you just lock that thing in there just to give you more of an in-depth look of how it's going to lay into the power. It should be very simple, just locks into place, and then it gets screwed on. We're going to probably take off this tape and then cut off the zip tie so everything looks nicely nice. And yep, let's adapt that on, and then once we're done doing that, we're going to be adapting with a little bit of cable management. So let's check that out. Alrighty, so now it's cable management time. We're going to need, for it to look from here, it needs to look nicely set up and dressed up the way it is over here. So I'm going to dress this whole thing up. I use a little bit of Velcro on there just to dress it up, zip ties and stuff like that. I'm going to dress it up. Hopefully I can make this match to that. All right, let's check it out. Alrighty, so here it is. This is primarily what I'm going to be doing when I'm dressing this. Realistically speaking, I'm going to have to come across and do this. I don't think it looks as nice as I ended up doing. There's so many wires. I wish I could do something about this, but yeah, there you go. Pretty much it's going to screw into here. Well, not screw, but it's going to be plugged into right here. Lay the body down, and we should be lighting this up. Alrighty, so here's what it looks like. Here's the underglow from underneath. Is it me? It is me. Maybe it's because they didn't turn this on, but the right side is not lighting up. Maybe I'm going crazy. Maybe what the hell that made? Did I do something wrong here? Hold on. What the heck could this have possibly have been? Let's unplug. Let's fire this up. Maybe that's the reason? No? Oh boy. Well, let's unplug and plug this back in. Well, it looks like I have to contact Traxxas. I ended up switching the wiring around, and I'm still not able to get this thing activated to its full potential. But yeah, well, it is what it is. That's why I got Traxxas support. Anyway, rate, comment, subscribe, 12 plus on YouTube. Later.